The Gideon Meat Plant is no longer a place of death designed for animals. Its focus has shifted towards the human race. You can still sense the scent of blood mixed with rust and fear. Thousands upon thousands of animals have met their end at this place, but those humans who enter the premises are not supposed to die. They are meant to survive and learn, but the majority of those who participate will fail. Now, the Gideon Meatpacking Plant originally came out in the Saw Chapter DLC back in January 23rd, 2018 in patch 1.9.0. With the release of mid-chapter 4.5.0, we have a completely redesigned the game map, and with it, all new totem spawns. So this will be the first ever redesigned map updates in which we'll show you the brand new totem spawns. Now, before we get any further, we do stream live on Twitch at twitch.tv/Parklis throughout the week. So come on by, chat, hang out, and ask any questions that you might have. So if you're not quite sure what totems are or why you need a guide for them, every map has a large collection of totems that will spawn throughout the map. Whenever a trial starts, the game randomly selects 5 of these totems and places them throughout the map. What we aim to do here is to show you exactly where those may be, so you have a better understanding of trying to find that hex ruin the next time it causes your team to be really slow on gens. So without any further ado, let's get into Surviving the Fog, Gideon Meat Plant, version 2. Now, this map is a little confusing as it has 2 different levels. So here we're going to actually split up the video into 4 sections. There's going to be upper level outer ring, upper level inner ring, lower level outer ring, and lower level center. Now, there is a guaranteed totem spawn on this map, and we'll get to that, but we're going to leave some timestamp here for you. So in case you want to jump ahead, move around, it'll show you where these 4 sections will settle. All right, now the first totem we're going to look at is going to be on the upper outer ring, and we're going to start with the exit gates. Now here there are 2 different exit gates. One has a single van and one has 2. This is the first one we're going to look at, is the single van exit gate totem spawn. So if you're over there and you see the single van pointed outwards toward the gate, if you go around towards where the van makes a V to the platform, you're going to notice the totem sitting right there towards the trunk of the van. All right, now with the second exit gate, this is the 2 van exit gate. You're going to notice that one van is pointed towards the gate and one van is pointed towards the map. Now, fun fact, there is a window vault here on the right side of the gate on that little platform. Not many people know about that, so I figured I'd show it off a little bit here. So this totem is going to be on the trunk side of the van facing the exit gate, much like the last exit gate. So keep an eye out for it. All right, now moving around the upper level outer ring, we're going to get to our first totem. This is what I'm calling the meat grinder room. It looks like there are 4 meat grinders in a crossroads pattern. There's usually a pallet here, sometimes a gent. Now this is actually a guaranteed totem. This will be on every single map spawn that you'll come into. Usually I leave this towards like the middle as a teaser, but it's in the back left corner next to the shelves under the fire extinguisher. It's always going to be there, I promise. The next totem we're going to look at on the upper outer ring is going to be the box drop down. Now this one is notable by it has the open little door in the center with the boxes above it. It's also going to have a couple workbenches towards the inner portion of the tile leading towards the inside ring. This totem is also going to be in the back left corner of the tile if you enter in from the center, tucked away behind some boxes. The next one on the upper level, these are usually going to be towards the middle of the outer ring, so usually on the cardinal directions. This I'm calling the oven room because it looks like 4 ovens. I'm not quite sure exactly what they are, so correct me if I'm wrong down in the comments. This totem is always going to be in the back of the room, and it's going to be facing opposite the interior behind the pile of junk on this long wall type section. So swing around and take a look and you might just find a totem. Now, probably one of the most common tiles you'll see is what I'm calling the upper storage boxes tile. This has a bunch of shelving units, a bunch of boxes. It's usually a 3-lane, 4-lane, depends on how you justify it. This totem is actually going to be in the back of the room if you're coming in from the center of the map, in the back left corner, and you're going to find it tucked away behind some boxes. Now there's some boxes on the right, but it's not going to be there. It's going to be on the left side. Moving around the upper outer ring, we get to the corner pig head drop down. Now this drop down is always going to be in the corner of the map. You're going to see the giant pig head hanging from above. It's a very well-known one specifically for the super safe palette here in the tile. So the totem is going to be in the back corner of the map, behind this pile of boxes next to the pallet. So take a look around. If you happen to be looping, you'll probably see a totem. Continuing with the corner totems on the upper outer ring is going to be the outer corner stair tile. This is another very well-known tile. It has the L-shaped stairs that goes down. This totem is going to be on the right side outer wall. Doesn't matter which side you're coming into, you're probably going to know it. It's going to be between the barrels, kind of tucked away in there. So take a look. It's probably going to be sitting there. Now on the upper level in the outer ring, there's going to be 2 sets of stairs. Both of these stairs are very, very different. This first set we're going to look at is going to be the mannequin stairs. These stairs are surrounded by bunches and bunches of unused mannequins. There is going to be a totem spawn here. It's going to be in front of the stairs towards the inside of the map, behind the mannequin carts, tucked away in the little V where the 2 carts meet. Now the second set of stairs, also on the upper outer ring, these stairs are usually on the cardinal directions, but this is the box stairs. It's most notable by the several boxes lying around. As you can see here, some of them are on a shelving unit. This totem is super easy to spot because the shelving unit is now very see-through. So on the side of the shelving unit next to the stairs, tucked away where the stairs and the shelving unit meet, you're gonna find the totem. Again, super hard to miss. All right, probably the second most iconic tile in the Gideon Meat Plant is the laundry chute drop down. This is most noticeable by the giant tube in the center, the large staircase going up to it, and the window vault that goes down the tube, aka the laundry chute. Now this totem is actually going to be towards the front of the tile. It's going to be hidden underneath the staircase behind the large stacks of barrels. So take a look under there if you happen to be in the area. All right, now possibly tied for the second, if not the first most iconic tile in the entire map is going to be the workshop tile. This is going to be in the upper outer ring. It's going to be in the corner. It's going to be directly above the bathroom tile on the lower floor. Now, this totem actually hasn't changed from one map rework to the next. But before we get into that, I do want to explain, as some people may be a little confused, the flashing monitors that seem to be going all over the place, that's actually the jigsaw doll from the movie being flipped around and twisted. So that's the doll. Now that we've got that cleared up, the totem is in the back corner behind the staircase leading up to the monitor room on the left side. All right, now as we move to the inside of the upper level, this is the biggest change that they've done in this map. Instead of more quadranted sections, this upper portion on the inside is completely open. So the first tile is going to be the upper inner boxes, most noticeable by the large shelving units with tons and tons of boxes and barrels all over the place. This totem is going to be tucked away to the side, usually towards the outer corner. You're going to see a pallet of boxes with 2 barrels that are blue, and this totem is going to be right in between those 2 barrels. All right, now much like the upper inner storage boxes tile, this is going to be the upper inner boxes drop down. A bunch of boxes all over the place. There's going to be a drop down in the center of the tile. Above that drop down is going to be a cradle with, you guessed it, a bunch of boxes. You'll also notice that they have a forklift here. This totem is actually going to be up against the drop down, tucked away in a set of boxes. Sometimes there'll be a pallet in this tile, sometimes there won't be, so just keep a lookout. All right, now the final totem on the upper level on the inside is going to be the stairs boxes tile. So this is a stairs on the inner part of the upper level that goes down to the lower, and there's a bunch of boxes and barrels around it. Now, if you know the bullshit boxes totems from some of the other maps, this is kind of a bullshit boxes totem. So it's going to be tucked away inside some of the boxes up against the stairs cage, and unless you're looking for it, this one's super easy to pass by, so just keep an eye out if you're around these stairs. All right, continuing down the stairs from the upper portion is the lower inner stairs. So the lower inner stairs is going to have a bunch of boxes around it, as well as several very large cages that have some tarps on it. This first totem downstairs is going to be tucked away. If you're looking at the back of the stairs, it's going to be to the right behind the fully tarped cage and a stack of boxes. So keep an eye out, look in the corners. All right, now continuing in the lower center portion, there's actually two sets of staircases that can spawn in the upper section. This is the second staircase on the lower part. It still has boxes, but you'll notice it doesn't have the large tarped cages. This totem, if you're looking at the back of the staircase on the left side, you're going to see a large collection of boxes. So this totem is going to be tucked away on the inside of those boxes toward the staircase. The next tile on the lower center is kind of a crossroads. It's got a plus. It has a drop down above it, usually below upper box drop down on the inner ring. This totem is going to be next to the large tarped cage area just to the right of the gen. It's going to be between two large tarped cages, and it's a little tucked away, so it might be a little easy to miss. The final tile we're going to look at on the lower center section is a very well-known tile. This tile appears on many other realms, so it should be very apparent. But in case you don't know, this is the long wall, short wall tile. Most noticeable by one long wall and one short wall that both flank a pallet in the center. Sometimes there's a generator here, and sometimes there is a hook. Now, the difference on this one is instead of on the right side where the C normally is on other versions of this tile, it's actually on the opposite side, completely open in the back corner of the tile. All right, now as we move into the outer ring of the lower section, I decided to put this one here because, fun fact, while making this video, this totem took 83 trials for it to spawn. So this is a very low chance for the totem to spawn in here, so it's probably not going to be here. But if you happen to exhaust all other possibilities, the blue room, aka the ice room, this totem will spawn inside the room itself. It's going to spawn toward the back near the actual cooling vents and pipes on the left side. So take a look if you've exhausted all other possibilities. All right, now continuing with the colored rooms, there are two colored rooms here on the lower level of the outer ring, the first being the blue room and the second being what was known as the red room. In this new iteration, the red room is very noticeable because of the red striped brick around, as well as the red flaming windows on the outside toward the inner center of the lower area. And then when you go inside, it has a nice red glow to it. This totem going to be on the inside of the red room. It's going to be next to the television set that is inside, usually towards the back wall. Continuing with the theme of the cardinal direction lower ring tiles, this is going to be the crossroads tile on the lower outer ring. This is easily noticeable by the 4 large stone pillars, and it's going to be surrounded by a bunch of boxes and a bunch of cages and usually a pallet. Now this totem is going to be towards the outer side of the tile, but facing the inside of the thing itself. It's going to be next to one of the open cages next to one of the pillars. Can be a little easy to miss, so keep an eye out. All right, now on the outer lower ring in the corner of the map is going to be the lower corner stairs. This is a very well-known tile. It has usually one super safe pallet that can be on either side of the back corner of the stairs. This totem is going to be behind the stairs in the very far back corner of the room. It's going to be tucked away in a little recessed area and can be a little hard to get to by just activating it. So look around back there. All right, now the next tile we're going to look at is usually going to be on one of the cardinal directions as well. This is another very well-known tile. It just looks slightly different here on the game. This is your standard jungle gym. It has a pallet on one corner. Kitty corner is going to be a window. Sometimes it has a gen, sometimes it has a hook. It will always have a locker, and sometimes it's going to have a totem. Now this totem is going to be on the inside of the jungle gym itself, and is going to be kind of hiding towards the middle where sometimes the generator is. So keep an eye out. Sometimes there'll be a hook there too. Now in one of the other corners of the lower level outer ring is going to be where the laundry chute drops down into. I didn't have really a good name for this room other than just laundry chute lower room. So there is going to be a totem that spawns here, and it's going to be towards the outer wall on the right side, but actually on the inside of the tile, a little hard to explain. It's going to be tucked away between some multicolored barrels and one of the tables there. Pretty easy to see. All right, continuing around the lower ring is going to be yet another one of the well-known jungle gyms. This one is the long wall jungle gym, most noticeable by a pallet on one corner and a long wall that has a window kitty corner from that. Now, much like the standard jungle gym tile, this totem is going to be sometimes where the generator will spawn or the hook, and that is towards the inside in a little corner. So just keep an eye out if you happen to be going through any of the jungle gyms. Now continuing with the jungle gyms down here on the lower outer ring, this one actually tends to be in a corner, and it tends to be under the pig head drop down. But this is going to be your L wall T wall jungle gym. Much like the other gyms, this totem is actually going to be in a different spot than you'll see on the L wall T wall on many of the other maps. Instead of between the two boxes, this is actually going to be on the T wall in the corner next to the lockers on the inside of the tile itself. So just keep your eyes peeled when you go to the jungle gyms. Now, if you remember before, the upper outer ring had a mannequin staircase. Well, that staircase leads to a lower staircase that also has a bunch of mannequins. And you guessed it, there is going to be a totem here as well. This one's pretty easy to see. When you go down the stairs, take a left, and you're going to notice a set of a large cage that kind of has a tarp on it. But in the corner between the cage and the wall itself, you're going to see the totem down here. Now, one of the more interesting changes with the map rework is there's a less amount of stairs that come from the outer ring on the upper level downstairs. So instead, they have what I'm calling these little T tiles. And in these T tiles have pallets, super safe pallets. In this first set is going to be kind of the long side of the T has the pallet, and the totem is going to be on the back side toward the back wall. Now, interestingly enough, this T tile actually has two different orientations. One is the long T and one is the short T. The short T is going to be very similar to the long T, where it has the super safe pallet, except for it's going to be on the two stubby ends rather than the straight vertical one. This totem is going to be on the outside facing away from the tile, still on the back side of the pallet, nestled between the boxes and the wall. And finally, the most iconic tile in the entire game, the bathroom. Before we get to the totem, I just want to thank everybody who stuck it out this long. If you liked the video, make sure you hit a like or subscribe if you want to see more. Also, leave in the comments down below anything I missed or anything you want to see more of. So the totem itself is going to be in the bathroom. The bathroom you can drop down into from the workshop. It is right next to the basement. The totem is going to be in the broken shower. So thank you, everybody, and remember, stay safe out there in the fog.